Welcome back to Cryptid Chronicles, where the truth isn't stranger than fiction, it's just hairier. I'm the Cryptid Keeper, and this is my friend Harry.
Did someone say Harry? CK, you know I clean up nice, but let's be honest. I'm proof that the best mysteries are the ones you can't shave.
Tonight, Harry, we travel back to the summer of 1924. We're heading deep into the unforgiving wilderness surrounding Mount St. Helens in Washington state. This isn't just a tale of the terrifying unknown. This is the story of a war between two species. This is the attack of Ape Canyon.
Ape Canyon. Did they at least have a decent gift shop? Maybe a tiny souvenir teepee?
4 gold miners, Fred Peters, Marion Smith, and brothers John and Roy, were working a claim near a deep gorge. Now, we often hear Bigfoot sightings dismissed as tricks of the light or simple delusion. But what happened to these men proves that these creatures aren't just myths. They are protectors of their domain.
They sound like the original Dark Watchers, only with better camouflage.
The miners had just built a small log cabin. They were deep in the wilderness, separated from civilization by days of brutal hiking. The isolation was extreme, which makes their claims all the more credible. After all, if they were going to invent a story, who were they going to tell it to? Themselves?
Maybe they were just preparing for the next cyclical cataclysm. Gotta stock up on gold dust before the pole shifts.
Before the main event, the miners began experiencing strange phenomena. Large footprints appeared around their camp. They reported seeing huge, dark shapes moving just beyond the light of their campfire. They knew they weren't alone. Then, one evening, Fred Peters claimed he took a shot at a massive ape-like creature near the canyon edge, sending it tumbling down the slope.
Oh, CK, that was a mistake. You never mess with a cryptid's house. It's like shaking hands with the military-industrial complex. You're making a deal with the devil, and the consequences will be loud.
That night, the Ape Canyon creatures delivered the consequences. The miners were asleep in their cabin when the attack began. They heard heavy footfalls crashing through the forest, surrounding their shack. Then came the barrage.
Rocks. Big ones. They must have been giants throwing boulders like softballs.
The creatures slammed against the cabin walls, shaking the entire structure. Witnesses years later described the cabin looking like a train wreck had hit it. The sheer force required suggests beings of impossible size and strength. These weren't bears, Harry.
Nope. Bears just steal your picnic basket. These guys wanted the whole picnic, including the table. This reminds me of the Dulce Base battle, except here, the miners were fighting against creatures that actually belong on the surface.
The attack lasted for hours, through the night. The creatures howled and screamed, sometimes tearing away pieces of the roof. The miners fired their rifles through the thin log walls. They described the attackers as massive, 7 foot tall, built like brick houses covered in dark hair.
7 feet, you say? That's not even a big one, CK. The ones up in Lovelock Cave were reported at 8 to 10 feet tall. These poor miners probably just got the teenagers.
When dawn finally broke, the relentless assault stopped. The miners waited, silent, terrified. When they finally emerged, the area was littered with enormous footprints and rocks the size of dinner plates. They fled immediately, escaping what they believed was a deliberate, targeted reprisal for shooting one of the creatures.
CK, you know it. It's classic defense. The aliens, the Sasquatch, are just protecting the Earth's resources, probably from those gold-mining humans.
The miners' story immediately entered the public consciousness. While many dismissed it as a desperate tall tale from men who wanted to attract attention to their claim, the sheer consistency of their accounts, 4 separate witnesses, all describing the same sustained attack, suggests something real happened.
And CK, look at the big picture. We know there's a strong government interest in cryptids, UFOs, and anything that challenges mainstream reality. Why would the CIA or OSI flood the UFO community with misinformation if there wasn't a kernel of truth they needed to hide? Maybe the Ape Canyon incident was one of the first times the military realized we can't debunk the big, hairy ones. We have to bury the story.
They certainly tried to bury the truth, Harry, but those mountains keep their secrets closely guarded, and sometimes those secrets come out howling. The attack of Ape Canyon stands as solid testament that the American wilderness isn't empty. It's occupied, and they are watching us.
I knew it. Until next time, CK.